What's going on, everybody? Coach Ken from Giving It a Try. We're here finishing up week 4 of 2025, going into week 5. So, what do we got going on? Recently, if you haven't seen the recent videos, did a 10-mile test about a week ago, and then did another video about that. Was about just the data collection aspect of things. A pretty cool video you should check out, and just how if you're a coached athlete especially, that you can see how we can use these zones that we have to determine certain things such as pacing or what our potential currently is at a race for a certain distance. And that's one of the important things that I like to do with running, is really teaching about the pacing, teaching about the zones, teaching about the intensities and the guidelines with everything like that. And just a side note with that, you know, training at the paces of your current fitness. And what does that mean is, if we have a goal of running X time in a marathon come this fall, where we're training and where our zones at now aren't necessarily going to be at the potential for that time. We want to test and we want to evaluate now and stick with those parameters and those guidelines and intensities now. And as you build fitness, we retest, and then you'll hopefully get closer to that goal result, and you'll be able to run for that time. It's just, don't rush the process. That's just one of the things I want to touch base with that. Trust the journey, trust that process, building towards that race day and everything that comes with it, including the progress that you're going to build along the way. Tonight I want to talk about something. Was a blog that came across from one of the platforms that I follow, and it was 3 mental blocks that may be affecting you, or could have affected you, or may affect you one day in training. And we've all probably felt some of them, if not all of them, if you've been training for a little while. The first mental block you might have is perfectionism. And what I mean by that is, when you adopt this philosophy that everything has to be 100% perfect, as in every single metric has to be perfect, everything has to line up perfect, you have to hit every workout 100%, you can't stray at all far from a plan. We want to be there for the bulk of it, but when it becomes this a stressor of thinking that everything just has to be perfect to the T, 100%, that's when we start to have problems. Because then when you miss a workout or something happens like that, and you just super over stress about it, and it starts to affect your following workouts because you think you're falling behind, you're not hitting it perfect, and you see what other people are posting and think that they're doing it perfectly. And I can assure you, as consistent as most people are, not really, almost next to nobody is doing things 100% perfect by what the plan is laid out. We have to adapt and overcome. It's that concept of self-regulation. When something pops up, we have to make the adjustment. So that's the first mental block, perfectionism. And again, that's just not hitting everything 100% and stressing about it. Number 2 is the end of the world syndrome, kind of, is when, say, you get sick, a family member gets sick, you have to take a quick break from training. Maybe you have this little something bothering you, and you have to take a little bit of time off or a few workouts off. And you just think that you're just making, they say, a mountain out of a molehill, where it just starts spiraling. And you think that, oh my God, I didn't get my long run in this weekend, this is the end of the world. And you start spiraling out of control. And it starts then affecting your mentality and your positive mindset towards everything going forward. That's the problem. That's the end of the world syndrome that I'm talking about with this. So take that and flip the script when that happens, and everything happens for a reason. There's going to be hiccups, and there's going to be things that come up along the way, and that's how you're going to find out how resilient you really are come this process of building endurance and performing to the best of your ability. So if you miss a week, you miss a workout, slight injury or something bothering you, it's not the end of the world. So if you start to spiral down that path, it's not. Trust me. We'll reassess, we'll redo, and we can make things better. We can rework a plan. We could always do that. But if it starts to spiral too much out of control, then we don't want to lose anything out there. The third is negative self-talk, and this is most importantly, the words that you tell yourself are really the only words that matter. So it doesn't matter what other people are telling you. You could have you could have a performance at a race where you may not think it was the best performance, and people are telling you, oh, great job, great job. They see a result and they're putting it out there. Just take it. Because then if you start, the only word, that's great and all that they're saying that, but then when it's yourself where you're saying, I'm not good enough, or when you're saying I'm not good enough or I didn't perform well, that's the negative self-talk, and that's the words that will resonate inside of you. And likewise, like, take the best out of every circumstance, especially when you're down and you're injured. Like, take that, flip the script. Don't be negative on yourself. Don't say, oh, if I would have did X, Y, and Z, I maybe not be in this position. And then you start, just hating on yourself. Again, the words you tell yourself are the words that matter, and the words that are going to flip the script basically and make you line up better and just perform better out there. So those three mental blocks, again, if you've felt them before, it's okay. Just understand, if you are starting to feel them, we got to flip the script. That was perfectionism, the end of the world syndrome, like, oh my God, everything is going terrible right now, and then the negative self-talk. So those are the things that we got to look out for, and those are the things that we definitely have to keep an eye on if that's coming out. One last thing about strength training. We got back into it with coach athletes in December. I hope everybody is getting after it. If we did the program in December and started getting back into it, if we weren't in a strength program, we're now like 7 to 8 weeks into this now. So now we can really start our bodies are prepped and primed, and we can start getting strong and having that progressive overload and starting to lift some heavy things out there. And that brings me to this point is, if you are doing some of your workouts, strength stuff in a gym, a commercial gym type setting, or around other people that you just may not know, don't feel intimidated by what they're doing. You may go to a gym that just has people, or, males, females, doesn't matter, doing things, lifting weights, doing CrossFit, doing all these crazy things that you just like, I can't do that in the gym. It's fine. Everybody is there for a different purpose. Getting to the gym and doing the stuff that we have to do to perform for what we're training for is totally different than somebody that's just going there just to get strong and doesn't do really any endurance work, doesn't run races, doesn't perform to their, ability for endurance. Just, it's okay. If you think they're looking at you like, who's this person doing these lightweight lunges over there or something like that, when this person's squatting 300 pounds, totally doesn't matter. And if you really think it is a problem, I got a little tip for you. Go put on that marathon finisher shirt or that Ironman shirt. It'll bring that water bottle with you that says Ironman on there, and or marathon or whatever it is, and carry that around if you need to have some type of I don't know, badge of honor while you're out there, so they can maybe understand what you're doing in there. But honestly, who cares? Who cares what they think? You're in there. Like, when I'm in there, I get a good stretch routine in after I'm done lifting weights for the day. And what I'm lifting is totally not any program related to what they used to do. And I used to follow those programs. A decade ago, I was doing 5x5 Olympic lifts and things like that, and going for the most amount of weight that I could lift over a certain period. Like, I was in that whole progressive overload phase of seeing what my body could lift. And I enjoyed that part of it, but I'm on to something different now. There's different goals. There's different reasons why I went in there. Every time I used to step in the gym was a plan to lift more weights than I lifted the last time and keep progressing in that direction. Totally different now. Now I'm building my body for a purpose. I'm building my body to be injury resistant so that I can do this longer and I can perform better to my ability out there. So again, sum and substance on that. If you're going somewhere with other people, or you're thinking about maybe stepping back into that commercial gym, but you don't want to be kind of doing the things that we should be doing in the gym around them, or you think you're going to get coerced into doing some other type of program in the gym because everybody else is, stick to what we need to do, stick to what we have to do. Your results will speak for themselves, especially on race day. And again, that's the overall goal. It's always good to have a plan with the strength going into, especially a setting like that, so you don't just start walking around and doing random things or following what other people are doing. It'd be good just to have a goal, have your workout set, get in there, get it done, get your stretch in, and get on out of there. As far as things coming up, a lot of little talks and things I'm working on for this year, so it'll be good. I'm going to push out as much information as I can. A lot of processes being updated and put in place for this first 4 weeks of the year for the coached athletes, which is pretty awesome. They're getting updated on all that stuff as well. And thank you for all the positive feedback on some of the videos this year so far. One of the things that I want to do as far as, the FaceTime that I have here with everybody is this Giving a Try thing is a community, and everybody's part of that community. Anybody who follows along on the Facebook page, anybody that I run with on group runs from all the different runs, the trail running club, the triathlon teams out there, anybody who's a YouTube subscriber that's seeing this video right here, and then as well the coached athletes. Everybody is part of that overall community, and that's why I like to call this place a community. It's not a team, it's not anything like that. It's a community. And even if you've run a mile with me 3 years ago, you're part of that community now. And anything you ever need, or if any advice or anything you want to talk about, always reach out to me. I'm always down to talk about anything endurance related. And as far as even any of these videos, even if you're not a coached athlete and you just tag along on some of these videos that pop up on YouTube, send me a message or comment down below. Give me something that you might want me to touch on or talk about or want my thoughts on in the future, and I'll try and put that or a section of a video together for that. So keep this quick for tonight, everybody. I just want you to stay safe, stay healthy out there. Next time I talk to you, we are probably going to be just about in February. So let's try and get this weather to warm up here in New York, and everybody stay safe, stay healthy, keep bouncing that life 1 mile at a time, and I'll catch you on the next one.